We have so far waxed lyrical about Glenn Maxwell. We have dubbed this as one of the greatest knocks in ODIs ever. We know that there were two main protagonists in this. One was Glenn Maxwell, the other was Pat Cummins. Without their partnership, Australia would not have scripted the unthinkable. But there is a third person involved that was responsible for Glenn Maxwell playing such a magnificent knock. It was this particular individual. For a period of 5 to 6 overs, he was constantly running onto the field. He was helping Glenn Maxwell, he was helping him calm down. He gave him very sound advice. And now in an interview that he has given with Cricket Australia, the official website of Cricket Australia, Australia's team physio has given a rare insight as to what advice he gave. Because at one point in time, Maxwell's body had absolutely given up. What did he want to do? In this, the Australian team physio has given a very interesting advice which helped spur Maxwell on, and because of that they have managed to win a very important game against Afghanistan, which helped them seal the semi-final spot. What was the advice that Australia team physio Nick Jones gave? This is a very interesting insight as to how a calm mind, sound medical advice and better judgment ensures all fall into place at that particular time. Now remember, in the 30th over he had taken a couple of twos and then a single. After that he developed spasms. Maxwell had violent spasms and cramps in his calves, hamstrings, feet and even in his toes. The signs were there that Maxwell would cramp up right from the very beginning, when the doctors had said that he had bowled 10 overs in the heat in Mumbai, also got into the field for 50 overs. They realized since he had not practiced much, he was going to get cramps. And then physio Nick Jones was out on the field regularly. We saw one image of Glenn Maxwell absolutely withering. He was twitching with those spasms so violently. We felt that, my goodness, at least his heart rate should be stabilized. At least everything else should be fine. We feared that he would retire out, but that didn't happen. What was that advice? And why did the Australian physio said that you have to stay there? Not for the team's sake. It was only for his health's sake as well. So, this is the situation that Nick Jones was telling Glenn Maxwell. He revealed the insights in that interview that he gave to Cricket Australia. Nick Jones stated, "We have seen this before. We know what this looks like. This was violent cramping, violent spasms were coming in. I think you are going to be able to do this. If we can keep you as upright as possible, you are going to be able to keep going from now." The main thing that they said was, don't lie down, because if you do, your cramps are only going to increase. Now remember, after you have played such a knock in the violent heat, what happens is the body might want to relax, and when that situation comes up, the cramping will increase to the next level. And that is why Nick Jones gave this advice. You're going to do this. If he can keep you as upright as possible, you are going to be able to keep going from now on. You see this image, Maxwell already had cramps in his back, and then his hamstrings started to give away. Now with his back gone and also with his hamstrings gone, it was almost going to be impossible to prop Maxwell up. At that time, what did he do? What did Nick Jones do? He again stressed, your best bet is to get you up off the ground. You're lying down, other things are going to cramp. We need you up on your feet and stretch the key muscle groups that are going. But if you stay on your feet and minimize your running, I think you can stay out here. I think that's your best bet. This is why this advice is so important. He wanted Maxwell to be up on the feet. And because of that, he said, if you are lying down and if you relax, other things will start cramping up. And that is why he said that we need you up on your feet and stretch the key muscle groups that are going. First, he calmed him down. He ensured that his heart rate was normal. And then after that, he said that it is just cramping, but we need you up on your feet. Don't lie down. Don't take as many runs by running. Stay on the crease upright. You should be fine. And you saw what happened. Like a statue with movable hands and legs, Maxwell was just reverse flicking, hitting, pulling, whipping every single delivery that the Afghan bowlers had to face. And that is why you have to also understand what was the backdrop. Why did the team physio say that we need you up on your feet? There was a very interesting development. Maxwell had discussed this with Pat Cummins. He said Maxwell wanted to go off the field. He just could not take the cramping that was going on. Pat Cummins also said, okay, Glenn, you can go. We can come back later. But Jones was of the opinion that if Maxwell went back to the dressing room and his body relaxed, he would get full cramping and that it would not be possible for him to come back whatsoever. The main thing was the body is in a bit of an adrenaline, ensure that he doesn't relax. If he relaxes, the cramping would worsen and that's it. He would lose all bodily control. Like what happened with Dean Jones when he battled that extreme humidity in Chennai in 1986. He was cramping, he was dehydrating, he lost all bodily movement after that. But yet he kept playing because that is what Australia do. They battle the odds and they ensure that they win at any cost possible. Remember, had they lost this, a semi-final spot would not have been sealed. And it would have allowed the likes of Afghanistan, New Zealand and Pakistan to ensure that they come on top and ensure they topple Australia to fourth or potentially out of the semi-finals. So the third hero, apart from Maxwell and Cummins, was physio Nick Jones. Nick Jones stated that Maxwell, we gave him fluids, we ensured that his heart rate was normal, he was relaxed. But if he relaxed and he cramped up immensely, he was not coming back. He needed to stay upright, no relaxing, no lying down. The more he lied down, the chances of cramping would have increased. And that is why Nick Jones also deserves a salute for the way how he handled the situation. He was the third hero in that epic knock. If one looks back at it, they will all remember the contribution of Cummins' 5.9% in that partnership, Maxwell's epic 201. But everybody will also appreciate the role that Nick Jones played in ensuring Australia's big show put on a freak show for the ages. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.